Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me in part 2 of painting Skycoach. Nolzar's Marvelous Miniatures made by WizKids, the Skycoach. Now, I gotta stop saying now. In the previous video I showed how to make this in part 1, only using these two paints. Now, it was before you mix this one, you use the layer of yellow to give that nice little tail of energy. Just a nice transition. And then you'll want to try to find something that is similar to this, because unfortunately this is discontinued. Alright. Alright, so the next for the main part of the miniature, I'm going to be using these 4 paints. This nice bronze made from Citadel. Owlbear brown for the main hull or for the most part of the ship. Any of the wood. As for the sails, seeing that there are little designs here, I am going to go with a blend of white and the skeleton bone. When mixing this together, I'll get this nice light color, and I'll be giving it a gray shade using the contrast that they've just come out with a new line of not too long ago. Very useful. But we'll get into the highlights and the shades in a different video. Alright, so let's start off with the main part of the hull for now. I'm going to just get a bit of it started, and then I'll be pausing it throughout, or skipping parts of painting so you guys don't have to watch the whole thing. So just getting the gist of what you're needing to do. Alright. Just blending a bit of the paint together with the water. Many people or professionals would prefer using a certain solution for that, but I'm just gonna use what we got here. And also, I apologize for this mess of a brush, but this is the only one I have that could spread across the whole area, and I'm thinking that I might have to change that up anyways. Alright. Yeah, this is definitely not what the first part will look like. Here we go. Let's just get a good amount on there. I do not know actually what this type of brush would be used for, as I got it as a gift. Just professional painters are like, what are you doing? It's an atrocity. I should mention this part here, I want to have it as a slight, like as if the leather has a slight blue tinge to it, more gray. Blue kind of helps with just giving it a extra eye-popping effect. I'm going to be giving it another layer. I'm going to be using a different brush, obviously, for the details, but for now we're just getting it across. The little pieces or the little pieces of hair are probably helping with getting into the crevices, but yeah, not my typical use of a brush. I usually go for other ones, but I don't have a large brush at the moment, and just don't have the time to run out to the store to grab it. That being said, you can just grab ones from the dollar store. I would suggest going to a place like Michael's or whatever store that you may have available, the art crafting store, to get the fine detail brushes that you may need. I am kind of picky when it comes to detail, even though if you may think it's not so with how I'm brushing right now. But I'm gonna have more than one coat, and yeah. Alright, I know it's kind of looking what the hell, but this is just the first layer. And I don't want to put too many layers on there because I don't want to take away from the detail work that, or the details of the miniature itself. Excuse me. Just apply it. Seeing through the, or being able to see the paint underneath it is also because I kept with the original primer on there, which is you can go with whatever kind of shading. A lot of professionals and airbrush users will take and sorry about that, will take and give it a light primer, a white for the base of it, and then a black primer for the main layer, and then a light spray of a white primer from an angle, giving it shading, so kind of a natural shading, so that when you apply paint onto it, it gives it that natural shading. Alright, I'm going to pause this and continue when we get on with the rest of the wood being complete. So there's two things I was going to mention. In here there's a little crevice of space. There's not really any detail or anything in there, but that's okay. What I'm going to do is use the original paint for the wood and put it inside there, and then that very flat piece that's found in there, I'm going to put it black. And then for the shading of what's left in there, I'm going to use watered down wormwood, or probably not saying it right. Here it is. This one here, wildwood or worldwood. You get the point. So, and also as well, in the back here, it is a little picky when it comes to putting them inside their spots. So you might have to use either warm water, which is a common thing to do, and sometimes, unfortunately, you may have to just whittle down or cut small little pieces of it. The one thing that I'm worried about is once I'm finished this, I put everything together and it may nick some things, and I'll have to just do a little bit of rework on it, but other than that, hopefully it all kind of goes smooth. Alright. Okay, as we let this set and dry, got a good coating across the whole thing. I will be looking again to make sure that there's any details or anything that I've missed. I wanted to make it where, apologize for the lighting, I want to make it, jeez, I want to make it where the inside here is a little bit dark of wood, and then I'll get like a gold ring around, or goldish bronze ring around it, just to make it look a little more appealing and matching with this. This is the color that I want to simulate, but try to get it fairly close but still look unique. What I would love to do is in the future make another one of these and go with a bit of a darker, well, keep it with this color a bit dark, but pull in excuse me, a little bit more gray, and have like maybe some red gang affiliated kind of colors, or marauders, I should say, more so, that have taken and commandeered the ship and turned it into a kind of a pirate vessel. Alright, we're going to let this dry and work on these. I want to have one of these patches something of a different color, just to give it like it's some kind of different cloth material that they're trying to work with. I have seen other people have little blends of stuff, but excuse me. What I want to do is, I showed the shade before. I want it to be a light tannish white that I will use a gray shade or wash, apologies, and kind of blend between blacks and browns to pull out like the weathering and the saturation of, or even the bleaching of the sun. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and start working on all the details. I had taken a modeling knife and cleaned up all of the mold lines as best as possible. Apologize if this thing's not in focus. There we go. Sorry about that. Still getting used to positioning my hands and everything with the camera. Or phone, I should say. Alright, so I'm going to continue to go and paint all this. I've switched on to a different brush, as you could notice, because that would be a disaster trying to use the other one. And I'm going with a dark color now, I guess. I use a bit of water to wash that stuff out. Let's just get it all on there and worry about washing it off after. Here we go. So we don't want it to dry, because if you let that dry, it will become impossible to clean. And you don't want it picking up behind the paint that you're wanting to apply to it. That would suck. Seeing how this is a little detail, I don't know if I'm going to, or yes, I'm going to apply the shade and then maybe have a little bit of dry brushing again, just to clean up, or sorry, dry brushing to finish it up. Blend in all the colors, hide any kind of small little flaws. See, like that, since it's dark and I didn't realize it and it's kind of letting it dry, it is now kind of staying. I'm going to use a dry brush, hopefully you can pick up some of this. Some of the areas I am going to have a bit of like a tannish brown. Jeez. Alright, I'm going to continue this after, once they're all done. I am going to continue to do this until it is done. And then I'll come back and show you what it looks like after. And when I'll start working on the actual sails. It does look sloppy, but it usually does in the beginning, and then you clean it up. Alright. Be right back. I'm going to let the rest of this dry before continuing on into the sails using these. But I'm going to quickly do a bit of the bronze, and then I will continue the sails, the shading, and the highlighting or dry brushing in the next video. Just so that I don't want to put too many videos, like part 1, part 2, part 3, etc. But I want to just be able to put it, or time it and stuff, because it does take a little bit. Alright. So, I am going to be using, come on now, focus, this type of bronze. Now, the bronze I have had for a little bit now, so it's kind of lost its liquid kind of consistency. It's a little unfortunate, but it will apply and it will look good. The one thing I want to say is I want to have a bronze base to it and then highlight it with gold, just so I got that like vibrant effect to it. Apologies, just trying to find that perfect angle so you guys can see it. I know it looks like a mess, including my hand, but hey, it is progress. As you can tell, in different angles it glows a lot better, giving a very appealing look. In the end, once I really start to get a good coverage on it, it'll look nice. It's unfortunate the little gritty pieces in it, but I'll work those out. Alright. I'm getting a bit further in here. Just give that general part of it done. But I do have to dry brush some of the wood before I can continue on with this bronze. Only because I don't want to have to do layer after layer after layer after layer. So I am just going to finish what I have on the palette and try to speed through this and continue this on another video. I would rather not wish to rush through certain parts of this, but I do have a campaign, or I have this being introduced into the campaign in, how long is it? 3 days from now? So yeah, I got a little bit of, got a bit of a rush to go through it, or I have to rush through this. Hopefully this doesn't show through the, well, with enough layers the metallic color won't show through. Just gotta cover that. I will be going over all this again with the brown to clean up any of the extra messes that I've made. But yeah, for the most part I'm just trying to get this ball piece done. It's more for you guys to see, which I guess is not the best method. But whatever. It's all a learning experience. Another thing is that since I don't have a computer, I can't really edit this that well. So I have to pause and continue. Like that right there. No. That's okay. if I can wash it out fast enough. Different brush, of course. From the lighting on your guys, or from the camera, it looks more like I just have light brown or a bit of scuffing. Still a bit of that metallic look to it, and I didn't realize how much there was. Whatever. This will eventually look awesome. Yeah, I'm not used to rushing through it that much. Okay. Alright, I'm going to pause it so I'm not taking up more time. Alright everyone, this is what we're going to have done just for now, until I can dry brush it. All masterpieces start off looking like a mess, so I managed to cover up these two. Okay. I will see you guys in the next half of, or the next part 3, I guess. Alright. You guys have a good day.